This is very
By a
dangerous.
landslide.
By a landslide. This is a dangerous one for Jake.
He needs to do it, though.
This is a dangerous fight for Jake. The kid has got balls the size of Manhattan.
Davis! 135 pounds.
People are that I'm sparring and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is, it's actually going to be my toughest test to date.
Logan Paul has openly shared his worries about his brother Jake fighting a stronger and smarter Gervonta Tank Davis. He says this could be Jake's toughest and most dangerous fight yet. Logan explains that Davis has improved a lot. He's faster, sharper, and more focused than ever. He even compared it to when he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr., saying Davis now shows the same kind of speed, accuracy, and fight IQ that made Floyd great. Logan warns that what looks easy for Jake could change fast once the fight begins. That's why he's honestly concerned.
This has been confirmed. Guys, this fight is actually happening. Jake is a plus 155 underdog going into the fight and taking the biggest risk he's ever taken. It's going to be on Netflix. Now, this fight I will watch.
This one's crazy.
Please give me the weight. Please give me the fucking weight.
It's an exhibition. There is no weight.
There'll be no guideline.
There'll be agreed weight.
A range?
Yeah, there'll be agreed weight in the contract. It has to be.
For Jake to come down.
Correct.
What will it be?
It'll probably be 195, maybe 200.
Still.
Bro, how is that possible?
I mean, bro, I did it with Floyd. You guys don't understand. Exhibitions are a real thing now. As long as people are watching, that's the metric.
Yes.
You know how tall? You know how tall Gervonta is?
I think he's like 5'5".
Not even.
He's probably 5'4".
Bro, okay, but look, you want to know what's going to happen in that fight? Because I'll tell you too.
Tell us.
Because I did the same thing. I fought a really crafty, much smaller fighter. His name was Floyd Mayweather.
He's a young Floyd. Protege of Floyd.
In the prime, in his prime.
Yes.
Well, close, right?
No, Gervonta's, I think he's still in his prime.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would, bro.
This is a different fight than you and Floyd.
This is very
By a
dangerous.
landslide.
By a landslide. This is a dangerous one for Jake.
He needs to do it, though.
This is a dangerous fight for Jake. The kid is
Some boxing experts are raising questions about the weight issue in the Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul fight. Davis usually fights at 135 pounds, but some think he could enter this fight closer to 160. That's about 25 pounds heavier than normal, which might narrow the size gap between them. This extra weight could also give Davis more punching power, making the fight much more dangerous for Jake.
About with Gervonta Davis, as we know, big exhibition coming up November 14th. We are going to do a live stream watch party for that. I don't know in what way, but we got to make it special. You guys know when I do these watch parties, they are insane. We want to have some guests. We may do a 24-hour. I'm not sure. Leave in the comments what you want to see, but we may be seeing the formulation of a game plan and tactics from this training footage from Gervonta Davis. And I think I may understand the key of what they want to do, how they want to go about it, and why Jake Paul might be in more trouble than I originally thought. What do I mean? The breakdown. Let's go.
He is the star of Wade Concept.
All right, so Calvin Ford, coach for Gervonta Davis, has been for pretty much since Gervonta started boxing. Sat down with Marcos over at Fight Hub. Shout out to Marcos for the footage, man. He's always killing the game with interviews and everything else. He sat down with Marcos, and they talked about Tank and potentially what he will do after the Jake fight, why he's doing the Jake fight, and what their biggest concerns are, which your biggest concerns end up being what you turn into your biggest weapons. The things you're most concerned about, you look to exploit because that's usually the other person's greatest strength, and behind it's their greatest weakness. So I'm going to take a look at this interview and show you guys why I think Jake might actually be in a little more trouble than I originally thought with this fight, and why I'm going to be more excited to see what Tank brings if the mindset is where I think it is.
So how are we with everything, man? How's Tank been?
In a good headspace, great headspace.
Showbiz pointed out that Tank isn't as small as people think. He may be short, but he's built for power and strength. That's why he can hit so hard even against taller fighters. Showbiz explained that Davis's natural strength and balance help him control distance and land powerful, accurate punches. So calling him small is misleading. Tank might fight in lighter weight classes, but his power and physique are closer to a much bigger man.
That type of weight. He's a bowling ball. He ain't a little guy like you guys say. The Takey Wakey say he's a little guy. But I got more receipts. Do you guys remember what, 2 years ago against Mario Barrios to make 140? He was coming down in weight.
144.1.
Weighing in at 144 plus. Huh? I even got more receipts for you guys. Remember against Ryan Garcia, right? You saw him stacking on snacky cakes and all kind of Skittles and shit, you know, for the all access with him versus Ryan Garcia. I think this was like episode 2 or something. It was hilarious. But he goes in the store and they have to weigh him. And in that store, he weighs 150 pounds.
Good, thank you.
How much I weigh?
154.
154?
Yes, sir.
All right, weigh me one more time.
All right, 150.
150? What is on? All right, bet.
And then the most famous audio leak that the War Room made famous that we sent out and it went viral when Team Tank said that Gervonta Tank Davis walks around at 160 pounds.
He ain't gonna never want to fight at 135 again. He grew up and understand. That's such a big compliment, man. This is walk around with him. No, walk around? Like just, you know what I mean? 160? Well, he get up big, but like, this is walk around with him.
British boxer Dave Allen shared his honest opinion about the matchup. He said he didn't like Jake Paul's fights with Mike Tyson or Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., calling them publicity stunts. But he feels this fight with Gervonta Davis could be different. Allen says, as long as nobody gets seriously hurt, it's fine because it's meant for entertainment. He adds that even though Jake isn't an elite boxer, his fights still draw attention and get fans talking. People are curious to see how far Jake can go and how Tank handles a much bigger.
The thing with Jake Paul, I think he's a good area title level fighter, and that's a good level, like, and you can be proud of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's good, but the Mike Tyson fight I didn't like. The Chavez fight was just farcical because he's 10-11 years past his best, up 6 weight divisions. But less of a problem because Chavez wasn't in his 50s. Fighting the MMA guys, again, he's fighting people that don't do the same, that they're not even in the same sport. But while they're a bit older, they're still not in the 50s. So all that stuff, I won't really watch any of it. I think I've watched one fight against Tommy Fury, the only professional boxer in and around his prime years, and he got beat. But I think his area title level, I think he works really hard, I think he trains hard, and I don't think he's a bad fighter at all. I don't think he's a good fighter, but he's not a bad fighter. For his experience, he's not bad at all. But Gervonta Davis is a lightweight. So, by all means, if they make a few quid and nobody gets hurt, then great. But I certainly wouldn't be paying a penny to watch it. I think it's just absolutely ridiculous, farcical. Who wants to watch an exhibition? Gervonta Davis is in his prime years. Why is he wasting his time? Why is he having a rematch with the fella he got a draw with? Why is he not fighting? Why is he not going up a weight and fighting Lopez and Garcia's and them fighters?
Clarissa Shields has questioned Gervonta Davis's decision to face Jake Paul instead of other top fighters. She wonders why he's thinking about retirement so soon if he sees himself as one of the best. Shields says Davis should be fighting names like Shakur Stevenson or Teofimo Lopez instead of chasing easy money fights. Some fans agree, saying it looks like Davis is avoiding real challenges. Others, though, believe that emotional and mental stress might be influencing his choices more than people realize.
Gervonta got skills out this world. He's a scary dude. He's scary. Ain't no way he said he's supposed to come back and get Shakur, Devin, Ryan, Teofimo, whoop all these. He like, I'm about to retire after I fight Jake. No, I don't let nobody talk about me like that. The way that Shakur disrespect him, the way that Devin talked to him, the way that Ryan, he already knocked out Ryan. The way that these dudes be talking, he supposed to come back and get them. He the man, right? He who everybody say is the best. I ain't leaving no food on the table. When I'm done boxing, I'm whooping all these girls. They all getting beat. You said you can beat me? Oh, okay, I'm gonna figure out what.
Respected boxing trainer Robert Garcia also shared his thoughts on Davis fighting Jake Paul. He said there's nothing wrong with the matchup. but the timing doesn't make sense. Garcia explained that great fighters usually take big money fights after proving themselves in major bouts. Davis still hasn't faced opponents like Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney, which would truly define his legacy. Garcia warned that choosing fame and quick paydays over real challenges could damage Davis's reputation with serious boxing fans.
Like that, but I don't know. What's your just take on the whole thing?
I'm not very interested. That doesn't excite me. I know it's going to do really good numbers. I know they're making a lot of money, which is good for them, good for Tank, because in boxing that's what everybody looks for. I think is, you know, the good thing is they announced it as an exhibition, which is, I'm okay with it. You know, everybody does it. Mayweather has done it. Ali did it. You know, the only thing, my personal opinion is Tank. You know, they all did it when they had already accomplished so much. They already did so much. Mayweather did everything in boxing and accomplished everything. Muhammad Ali did the same, and many others that have done it. I think Tank never gave us the fights that we really wanted. Never really gave us those challenges. He never really challenged himself. He didn't give Rhodes that rematch, which he should have. You know, Mayweather did it when he had a hard time with Maidana and Castillo. Right away, he did the rematches to prove everybody wrong, and look at what he did. He beat them clearly. So Tank should have done the same. He didn't. That I could criticize, but then at the end also, if you're making 30 to 50 million, I don't even know what he's making to fight, to have an exhibition against just Jake Paul, I would have asked. I would do the same.
No one would say no to that. Right?
If I had one of my fighters get an offer to fight a big celebrity, a big YouTuber for $20-30 million, I would probably do the same. So I don't blame him. You know, it's boxing. At the end of his career, 20 years from now, nobody's gonna care how many belts.
Charleston White completely dismissed Jake Paul's boxing career, calling it pure entertainment, not sport. He said Jake's fights are carefully planned shows designed to make money, not true tests of skill. White argued that Jake hasn't fought a real top-level boxer yet, and that if he ever faces someone like Gervonta Davis, his weaknesses will show fast. According to White, Davis's experience, reflexes, and ring IQ would expose Jake easily. He insists that no matter how popular Jake gets, staged fights don't make real boxing legends.
And Charleston White gave his review and what he thought about the Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul fight. And what he said was, look, man, do not pick against Jake Paul because he didn't believe that any of the fights that Jake Paul have had to date really have been a real thing. And that the boxing world is looking for that great WHITE hype. And Jake Paul is going to be that guy, even though he really can't do it in a real boxing match. So he was basically reflecting and saying that he, you know, the saying where they say, believe a half of what you hear, half of what you see and none of what you hear. He adjusted it to say, don't believe anything you hear and anything you say, anything that you hear and anything that you see. And honestly, man, when it comes to internet boxing, YouTube boxing, and what people say is going on in the media, without a doubt, I think Charleston White is 100% right about that. Don't believe anything you hear. Don't believe anything you see. Wait to see how things play out, and ultimately everything will come out in the wash. Well, going into this fight with Gervonta Davis, I had my concerns about the fight because of the same type of reasoning that Charleston White used, except for mine is slightly different. I don't think that either one of these guys are going to try to do too much damage to each other. Number one, because if it's scripted, which more than likely to an extent it will be, Gervonta Davis is not going to put himself in a situation where Jake Paul is going to...
Still, not everyone believes Tank can beat Jake Paul. Some experts remind fans that weight classes exist for a reason. Tank may be strong and explosive at lightweight, but fighting someone much heavier like Jake is a big risk. Boxing is as much about size and power as it is about skill. A 135-pound fighter going against someone near 190 pounds faces major disadvantages in reach and strength. Even if Tank lands clean punches, they might not hurt Jake the same way they hurt smaller opponents.
Who will win in this fight? Jake Paul or Tank Davis? It's a legit question. And I actually want to really hear your thoughts on who do you think is going to win. Because I know what Vegas is saying, but I want to know what you think. You got
Personally, I think Tank too little, bro.
Yo,
I think Tank too little.
I'm so glad you have a brain on your fucking shoulder.
I think Tank too little.
I said, bro.
I think Tank's too little. That's what I'm saying. They have weight classes for a reason.
Davis
They have weight classes for a reason.
5'5", 135 pounds. Jake Paul is 6 feet, 205 pounds.
That's what I'm saying.
Dog.
He's too
6'1",
little.
205. Everybody's like, yeah, bro, but Tank it only takes one good punch. Yes, it takes one good punch when you're about the same size. There's a 60, 70-pound difference in weight in these people. I don't think nobody puts the physics in mind. Jake Paul gets punched in the face by dudes 200 pounds with all their might on a weekly basis. A 135-pound puncher, bro. If y'all remember the Mayweather versus Conor McGregor fight, Conor walks around like 180 on the regular. He's like 5'9", 180. Mayweather's like 5'7", 145. That 30-pound, 30-pound difference, bro, if you remember that fight, Mayweather was putting mittens on Conor. Guess what happened to Conor? He didn't hit the ground once.
No.
He lasted all 12 rounds getting hit with flurries. I'm talking about Mayweather was having his time. He's being cocky with it, hitting him with all kind of combos. And we're watching the last 3 rounds of that shit like, yo, knock him out. And you know what? He could not knock him out because Conor gets punched by people that are 170, 180 pounds on a regular. And just that 20, 30-pound difference, it was like impossible for him to do anything. And that's exactly what I feel like.
Even with all the criticism, many fans find Jake Paul's presence in boxing exciting. His fights always create buzz and bring new viewers to the sport. Some people call it a cash grab, but others say it keeps boxing entertaining and relevant. Jake has a rare ability to make people talk, whether they love him or hate him. Every time he fights, fans tune in to see if he'll win or finally lose. That constant curiosity keeps viewers hooked. Even traditional boxing fans admit Jake adds drama and excitement that the sport has been missing.
Oh, this is bad for boxing. This is bad for boxing. Mate, calm down. Calm down. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of him, but he's bringing a lot of eyes to boxing. A lot of eyes to boxing. He's doing great for boxing. I don't care what everyone thinks. The weight difference is mad though. Lightweight to, God knows, cruiserweight or whatever the hell he is. Oh, Gervonta might get thumped up, you know. Hey, if he gets bashed up, I can never go on TikTok live again. The TikTok warriors are going to give me a hard time. They're going to say Jake Paul's undisputed. Oh my God, he's the best.
Gervonta Davis's life story is about survival as much as success. Growing up in West Baltimore, he faced poverty, foster care, and violence. Boxing became his escape. He remembers sleeping outside the gym, fighting in the streets, and living with fear every day. Even after fame and money, that memory keeps him focused. For Davis, every punch is a reminder of where he came from. The fight with Jake Paul isn't just about fame, it's a turning point in his legacy. As trainer Robert Garcia warned, choosing spectacle over substance could affect how history remembers him. The biggest risk for Davis isn't just losing the fight, it's losing his reputation.
I like, when it's all said and done and when you guys go off, they go into the next man. So if y'all can make a big payday, go get that payday. The sport of boxing don't love you. And that's the problem with this sport. It's like, what Jake Paul did, man, it's crazy, but people getting paid off of it.
Yeah.
So if he can call any one of y'all out and y'all can get that payday, I say go get it, baby. I'm not mad at it.
For me, and I'm not mad at this move at all for Tank Davis, but I think when it comes to boxing fans, there's an essence that comes with this sport, and it's an essence that hasn't been lost.